Happy Wednesday! Thanks for joining me here tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners, and I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together here in the evening. So tonight we are continuing on the Splendid Sampler 2 quilt along. So we're almost up to 70 blocks out of the 100 done, but there's a few blocks to go yet. We finished a block last night, so this one took us, this is the Grand's Legacy one, and this one took us, no wait, that's not this one. That one was Grandma's Abiding Faith. There's another one called Grand's Legacy. So this is Grandma's Abiding Faith block that we finished last night. This took us 2 days. And then tonight we're going to start the In the Hoop block here. It's on page 14 if you have the book. And we are going to just pick new colors and start cutting it up, and I'm hoping maybe we'll get some sewing done. All this cutting and pressing always seems to take forever, but I think we might be able to actually finish this week yet, so I'm hoping that's the case. So we'll have two finished blocks by the end of the week, which I'm all for that. So all right, let's get going. Okay, so got it marked. These are all the ones that we have done from here. So here's the In the Hoop block. I have my bin of fabric here again because we're gonna have to pick a whole pile of fabric. And we were kind of looking at this last night, and there's actually two different reds in here, but I think I'm only gonna go with one red because it all kind of blends together almost, it looks like. And there's only one blue, so I don't know, it seemed weird to have two reds and only one blue when it looked like it was supposed to be like super similar. So I'm gonna treat this as just like one red, I think. And if that sounds weird, let me know, but I think that makes sense to me. And then one thing I was thinking of today is one of the rules that I have for myself with my blocks for this project is whenever there's a background that's an obvious background, I'm gonna use white. And I'm gonna try and use white for the, somewhere in the block. So I do want to use white somewhere in here, and I'm thinking it probably should be one of these background colors, so this blue or red. So I'm kind of leaning towards it being white on the bottom here. So let's just get that out. So here's my white. Here I got a few white scraps if we want to chop up some scraps. Actually, I have a whole pile of scraps, but I'm not going to deal with that. Let's just... I have some of these smaller white scraps. All right, let's see what we need. Okay, the blue piece. Okay, we do need quite a bit. 10 squares that are 1 1/4. So that's the bulk of it. So let's just grab a color. I'm just going to grab one that we have kind of more fabric for. This is kind of a plain yellow. I'm using all very light color fabrics in this quilt. We're kind of calling it the blonde quilt. Hello, thanks for joining me, you guys. I will try and peek up at the TikTok comments every once in a while here. It's a little far away from me, but I'm going to use my super duper vision to try and get some of those comments as well. And then I'm also on YouTube and Facebook still. Oh, Teresa says, yay, I'm finally stayed up awake to catch you live. Yay. Oh, I'm trucking along. Yes, so I did just do a count of how many I have left, and once we get this one done, I will have 31 left still to do. So currently I have like 32 left. It just seems like I can't break past the 30, like not having 30. I want to be in the 20s. Anyway, all right, so I'm kind of thinking let's just go with this for now while we pick more colors. So these would be like our two background colors, so like the blue and then the red. Then I need two other colors. Maybe something lighter than this yellow so it pops against the yellow, and then anything will look darker against this. So here, this is popping out at me. This is a fun little fabric. It's that cream that has all these little characters on. We could maybe fussy cut one of the little guys in the middle, maybe. Yeah, I think this has opportunity to be able to showcase some of those guys, and it's a lighter color, so I think these two look nice. And then maybe something similar to this down here. I mean, we have this still. We used that in the last block. I don't think that's quite right for this one. What else do we got? Oh, the stars. We could do some stars. That'd be kind of cute. Let's see what else. Could just do like some squiggles. I'm thinking maybe that blends in too much with this. Yeah, maybe something that feels a lot like this one. Man, it's time to fold up all these all nice in my bin again. They're getting out of hand. Oh, I kind of like this. So this just feels like the right kind of lightness. It feels like the same contrast. Like if you just look at these two colors, this kind of feels similar. And I have a lot of it yet. I think we'll need kind of a lot for this block. Okay, I'm kind of thinking this. I'm just gonna go with it. Let's do it. The nice thing again about that we pre-picked all our colors for this quilt back in the day, like 2 years ago or whenever we started this quilt. Gosh, I bet you it's even more. I bet you it's like 3 years ago. Stars and squiggles. Oh, well, now we're going with circles and little dudes. Little pandas with umbrellas, I guess. All right. Let's see. But yeah, the nice thing about when we pick these colors way back when, it kind of set the tone for the whole quilt. So now we don't have to like spend time on decisions for like what fabrics to use, because we have enough that it's all going to kind of go together when we're done. All right, so this represents the green fabric. This represents the yellow fabric. The white represents all the red, and I'm only just going to do the one red. And this yellow represents the blue. So I think I'm going to just start from the top and cut down. Again, this would be a situation if I was doing this quilt from scratch with fresh fabric. I'd probably layer a bunch of these different colors, because there's several that have similar cuts. Like, you know, this red and this blue both have 10 1¼ inch squares. Theoretically, I would layer those on top of each other and cut them both at the same time. But like my pieces are so wacky at this point that I don't know if I'm going to do that. So we'll just see. So I'm going to just probably cut them one at a time. So, all right, I'm going to start with the blue, which in our case is the yellow. All right, so let's start there. I need 10 1¼ inch squares, but then I also need some rectangles that are 1¼ inch wide. So we could cut all those at once. So let's see. I would need a strip that is 10, 11, 12 and a half inches, and then 16, 17. Okay, that's 17 inches by 1¼ inch. So that's actually, if I have enough fabric here, that's just about the height of like a fat quarter. So I bet you if I cut straight across here, I could get that length, and that'd be kind of nice, because then I can, you know, maybe cut the rest out of some of these little scraps that will have happened, and then I'll have a nice clean edge for later. That might be a good deal. Let's plan on that. So I'm gonna just kind of press like from here over, and we'll see if that gets me enough fabric here. I think this block uses a bit more fabric than meets the eye, because there's like a zillion tiny pieces in it. We're gonna have so many little baby angles in this one, I think. It'll be fun. All right, big cutting mat, you're up. I don't think I need to unfold it though. I think we're fine where we're at. I'm gonna need my big ruler though. Ooh, theoretically. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna open this up. Ooh, and then you guys, next week we'll be working on our embroidery of the month. So grab one of those kits or fabrics or PDFs of that. We are going to be stitching that next week. I'm just trying to kind of clear my area here. We'll be stitching that all next week. It'll probably take the whole week. And then the week after, I want to, we're going to make it into a zipper pouch. So we do have some zippers in the shop right now too that are really, really cute. So grab one of those and we'll make zipper pouches out of our cute embroidery when we're done. All right, so I want to make sure I don't have any cuts in the way. Great. All right, let's grab my big ruler. This is my new ruler. I got rid of that one that I just hated. Those pink, I think they were Fiskars. And now I got this Omni Grip one, so theoretically it should grip the fabric a little bit. I don't know how well it actually does that. All right, I'm cleaning this up for my first cut. There we go. So this is what I'm gonna try and cut the rest of all the blue pieces out, so I'm going to set that aside. All right, and then we need these to be 1 1/4 inch. And I think I'm going to do that double ruler method so I don't have to adjust the fabric at all here. So let's just lift this one up. I'm going to mark the 1 1/4 inch on this ruler. Okay, and then I'm going to just slide, was it 1 1/4? Yep. 1 1/4. That's not a 3, is it? Yeah, 1 1/4. All right, so I'm going to scooch this ruler right up next to this one. Then move that one away, and then we're ready to cut. Whew, okay. Good. I don't think I need this. Well, I'll set it aside. There are more cuts, so we'll see if I need any more. Okay, so now we're gonna try and get a few cuts out of this at once. Whoa, excuse me, you guys. Fuzzles are moving around today, man. I don't know. I think this weekend I'm going to have to deep clean this space again, especially after working on the granny square quilt and this quilt. It's time to get rid of the fuzzles. Our house is filled with fuzzles. I bet you our vents are just filled with fabric fuzzles. Ugh. All right, let's trim this little edge. And okay, I think I'm gonna rotate this just to make it easier to cut. Ugh, gosh, normally I wouldn't rotate it right on the, like I want to keep this nice cut edge, but I think it's holding together. All right, I need 10 of these. I'm gonna get my smaller ruler, which is hiding here. Okay, we need 10 of these, so I'm gonna cut 5 because I'm doubled up here. So 1 1/4. Oh my god, these squares are so small. Okay, that's 2. Man, we are just gonna be cutting all night tonight, I think. 2, 4. Oh man, you guys, I watched The Chair today with Sandra Oh. Oh my god, it was good. It was like just watching a little mini movie. um, or like a long movie because it's several episodes. But that was really sweet. It's on Netflix now, so I think it maybe just came on Netflix. It wasn't on Netflix earlier, I don't think, because people were talking about it. And I'm like, I don't want to like look around for it or whatever. And I was watching something else. But it was really good. Kimberly says, I love the chair. Yeah, it was really good. And it was just so sweet without, like, mega drama. Like, I can't deal with, like, mega drama these days, like, exaggerated drama. This is just, like, normal, everyday people drama with the topic of being, like, at the school. So it was fun. And clearly I did not measure right because I do not have enough for 4 2-inch rectangles. Oh, that's because I was measuring. I needed to make sure that I had enough for 2 inches, and I was thinking only the 1 1/4. So that's where I went wrong. Boo! All right, so I'm can I even get 2 inches? Yeah, so I can get 2 out of here, but I needed 4. So that sucks. I'm gonna have to cut another little 1 1/4 inch piece. Boo. Anyway, here's the 2 of my 2-inch ones. Have I seen How to Get Away with Murder? I have, but I don't think I've seen. I probably am missing current seasons of that. But that's kind of what I've been going for lately, just kind of easy on network TV sort of stuff, but like still entertaining. I know The Chair isn't on network TV, but like How to Get Away with Murder. That's kind of a fun just have on in the background one. All right, so I'm just making a stack. Look at this crazy stack I'm making. This is my 10 itty bitty squares for, these are like represent the blue squares. So, okay, I need to make a pile somewhere. He's gonna sit right on the machine there. Okay, and then these are 2 of the 1 1/4 and by 2-inch ones, and I messed up on that. I don't have enough of those yet, so I'm gonna have to cut enough for 2 more. What else do I need from that? I need 1 2 3/4 inch square. Okay, I think I'm gonna just trim this edge and get my 2-inch 2-inch pieces out of that, and then we'll find that other 2 and whatever it was. 2 3/4 inch square later. Okay. Trim off these sort of, oh geez, moved a little bit there. Trim off these scraps. We'll use these somewhere else. And, okay. And another 1 1/4. So I'm going to do the double ruler method here again. One and a quarter. All right, so I need my 2 2-inch pieces out of that, but let's see if I can get my 2 3/4 inch. And this looks like pretty square. Let's see. I'm gonna use the smaller ruler. All right, 2 3/4. Yep, I'm gonna just call that square and cut this right out of here. 2 3/4. And just 1. Good, I just need 1. All right, we're almost done with fabric number 1. Ugh. Okay, you can live underneath these guys. And we need to cut 2 out of here. 2 2-inch dealios. I should do this on the rotating cutting mat, but we're just gonna do it right here. Oh, exciting, Kimberly. All right. 2 inches. Let's double check. Yep, 2 inches. All right, so this is a little scrap piece. I'll just throw that back down on the pile. Okay, so we have the 4 2-inch by 1 1/4 pieces here. All right, so here's our stack of blue. This is, you know, our blue color. In our case, we're doing yellow. Okay, next up is our green. Oh, so that's our little fun animal fabric here. Okay, we need 3 squares that are 2 inches. So I suspect that's for these 3 here. These don't look like squares, but it's actually started as a square, and we're sewing all these little other bits on there to make it look like that trapezoid. All right, so we need 3 2-inch squares. So that's really where if we wanted to, we could fussy cut. But I don't know if I'm going to deal with all that. I think we'll just cut it. We'll pretend this is a color versus like all these cute guys on here. 1 rectangle that's 1 1/4 by 2, like what we just cut, and 1 square that's 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. Okay, so for that we would need a strip, a 1 1/4 strip that's 3 1/4 inches. So, ooh, we might be able to get that right there. I suppose we should iron too. Wow, we've definitely fussy cut out of here before. There's some weird shapes here. So is this 3 1/4? Totally, yes. Okay, let's get the mat here, and then we'll get the other 2-inch pieces from over here maybe. So let's just work on this side that looks clean and pretty and easy to work with. Leave all this fussy cut stuff for something else. Okay. I want to get her all cut. All this stuff takes forever. All right, so I'm just going to trim off the little fuzzy edge here. Even use my small ruler. I'm still going to stand, though. I like standing more for cutting. Then I'm more like over the top. That feels safer to me. Okay, clean edge. What am I cutting? Oh yeah, the 1 1/4 thing. This is going to get us 2 different parts, the square and the 2-inch rectangle. All right, I'm going to set that aside for a moment, and we'll just, while this is all here, let's see about 3 2-inch squares. So I need at least 6 inches. Okay, so this is plenty over here. Maybe I can get them out of this little bit here. Yeah, I'm going to go here. Then I'll be wasting a little less. So let's press that. It's not great that I'm pressing with the mat right underneath here, but I'm not doing it for very long. All right, so I'm going to just, again, trim this edge, and then I'll cut a 2-inch piece, a 2-inch strip, and then cross cut by 2 inches. Shush out of the way. Jeez, I'm just leaving it just as fuzzy. Okay, that was dumb. All right, I gotta cut it again. I think I was a little too far over and I left a little bit. There we go. The chair was not nearly long enough, though. I need like 12 more episodes. Alright, 2 inches. It was really great, though. I recommend 2 inches. Okay, so that's all we need of this. We still have, I mean, I keep chipping away at this fabric, but we still have a really big chunk here left that we can use for other blocks. All right, and I think we cut that fine over there. Actually, I don't know how square that is. Let's just trim it up. So I'm making sure that my line on my ruler is matching the bottom line here. And yeah, it's not quite square, pretty close, but not quite. There we go. All right, and now I'm gonna just cut 2-inch pieces out of here. Oh, Sylvia, I am getting to that point. Sylvia just says, last month I donated 10 inches of my hair to a place who donated wigs to those in need. I'm about there, I think. I haven't measured, but my measuring brain from all this quilting and stuff is making me think that I need like another inch or so. I'm tempted to fussy cut this a hair just to get this little guy in, but I think he might just get cut off. But he might not. I think I'm going to fussy cut him out of here. Cute little kitty cat. So I'm going to get my 2 inches from this side instead. Even though these butterflies are pretty cute too. Alright, definitely have to save this little baby butterfly on here. So cute. Okay, so, oh, and then I need to cut this yet. So this is our 3 2-inch pieces. Boop, boop, boop. You can live right here. And then I need the 2-inch rectangle and then the 1 1/4 inch square. So I think we're already probably fine on this edge. Let's do this one, the 2 inches. Shoop. And 1 1/4. Okay. That color's done. We have 2 more to go here. Okay, this goes with these. All right, oop, straggler here. All right, what's next? We have, okay, the red pieces, but I'm gonna do all the red pieces the same. So I'm doing that with the white. Okay, let's see if we can manage this. Okay, so we have our 10, this is basically the same cuts as up, well, not quite. So we have 10 1 1/4 inch squares again, 1 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Oh, it is the same. So it is basically the same as what we did for the blue, because I am combining the 2 reds as like one color. Okay, and then, all right, let's see if we can get this cut right now. So the 10 1 1/4, that's 10 inches, 11, 12 1/2 inches, and then, oh, then the 4 inches is that's another 8 inches, so 12 1/2. So we need 20.5 inches, really. I could get that by folding this. So I think this fabric is big enough that we'd probably have a 20.5. Oh gosh. I wonder if this is 20. Nah, this is just 18 still. So, I'm going to have to cut an extra one again. I think I'll just do it the same way. I'll just cut a strip, and then I'll still need to cut like an extra two, like I did last time, but at least now I know it. And then we still need to cut like a little extra. So, all right, I think we got it here. Let's just give it a press. When you turn the fabric to the square and then, I'm just reading, Amy, I'm reading your comment. When you turn the fabric to the square, to square the end, then turn, you cut at 6, 4, and 2 instead of 2, 2, and 2. I try to move the fabric and ruler the least as often as possible. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna have to think that through. Yeah, that's what I attempt to try and do too, but sometimes I get lazy. But yeah, that would speed it up. I get the concept of what you're saying. I don't quite have all that math pictured. Okay, that's not long enough. All right, this has kind of a selvage here that goes a little wider than what it looks, so I'm gonna just trim all that off. Maybe I'll try and cut the other pieces while I have this hanging out here. Even though I'll be cutting into like a nice clean area, but oh well. Okay, let's do our 1 1/4. I think this is gonna sew up pretty quick, actually. So even though I know we're doing a ton of cutting today, and it'll probably all be cutting, tomorrow I think we're gonna whip through the sewing part. Okay, I'm going to set that piece aside. So I do need another kind of 1/4 inch piece. Oh, like here I could do less cutting. We'll just keep doing it this way. So I need, okay, I should get 4 of the 2 inch. So I just need 4 inches worth of this. So let's get the 1 1/4. So now I could just cut about 4 inches and then just kind of cross cut quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I think I'm just gonna cut this right off and we'll fold it in half and cut what we need, or we'll cut it with this. And then the last thing I need from this is 1, 2, and 3/4 inch square. So I'm not sure how square this is. So this is where I can do something, right? I don't know how I do that. I'm gonna do it this way. So first of all, let's just square up this bottom, because I'm sure that's not square. So 1, 2, and 3/4 inch. So we'll go like 3 inches. Ooh, that's a really awkward position. I don't know how well this is going to work at this position, but we'll try. Okay, 1 or 2 and 3/4, I mean. Okay. Oh my gosh, my blade was still open. I rarely do that. I'm so used to just closing it immediately after. Ooh, that was kind of scary. All right, so that's it for the white. I do need to cross cut yet, but we're done with the white, so I don't need that hanging out anymore, which is great. So, oh, and I didn't use any of my little spare parts. Oh well, that's for another block. Okay, so white piece can go there. And okay, let's chop these puppies up. I suppose I can just fold. I'm gonna fold the ruler up, or the mat up, because then I can rotate it easier. I think I'm gonna want to do that here. So, all right. All these guys can hang out behind me. They're taking up too much table space. All right, so let's fold this in half, I think. And I'm going to fold this in half. So let's cut our 2-inch, our 4 2-inch pieces first from all this. So I'm going to clean up the edge. Then we'll rotate this whole thing around. Like that, so that's a bit easier, and we'll cut 2 inches. All right, so this should be our 4 2-inch pieces, and now we just need, how many more of these? Oh, this is the 10, so I need to do 5 cuts, and you know what? Well, I was gonna fold it in half again, but I'd have to unfold it because we need an odd number of cuts here. So, all right, 5 cuts to equal 10 because we're still double layered. So 1, 2. Oh, we got a whole nother color to cut yet. I'm like, yay, we're almost done, but we have a whole nother fabric to do. Ugh. My least favorite project, or part of any project. Okay, that was the 3rd cut. Four. And 5. All right, that is our 10 pieces. Let's get those all stacked. So many pieces. So how many pieces do we have so far? We have 20 of these. There's 8 of those 2-inch things. So 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. We're up to at least 35 pieces to this block already. We're not even done yet. That's crazy. Okay. Last up. The yellow print square. So that's, I guess, our only fabric left here. All right, so 3 squares that are 2 inches. The 1 rectangle that's 2 inches. So we could do 6, 7 if we have a 7-inch area here. This looks promising. Yeah, okay. So we can get the 2-inch squares and then that 1, 1 1/4, and 2-inch rectangle out here. Ooh, and then we might even have enough for... Yeah, we might even have just enough for a 1/4 inch, the 1 1/4 inch square that we need. Yeah, I think we might not quite have enough for that, but we'll figure it out. So let's give it a quick press. I love when we can use these little kind of edge areas. Okay. Need a slightly bigger ruler. Okay, I'm feeling close to the end here as far as this fabric cutting goes. So that's nice. We are getting there. Alright. Yeah, let's do the double ruler method. So I don't have to move. Okay, 2 inches. I think that looks decent. Okay, we might still need a little bit of this, but we'll see. All right, let's get a nice clean edge here again. Rotate. Let's get our 3 2-inch squares and then a 1 1/4 inch rectangle. 1. We're gonna have these funny circles from the pattern right in the middle of these. 2. Must be a 2-inch repeat on this fabric. Okay, now we need a 1 1/4 inch rectangle. Oh, and I think we might be able to get our 1 1/4 inch square out of there too. That'd be great. Okay, 1 1/4. Ugh, that's gonna work out perfectly. Okay, and then that should be squared there, so let's get 1 1/4. Perfect. Just enough. That worked out great. Okay, that's it for cutting. Let's see what we got. I don't even know if we can lay this out because it's just so many different pieces. Let's get these stacked. Oop, stacked. So, oh yeah, there was only 3. 3 there and there. Okay. What do we have going on now? Press all the seam allowances in the direction of the arrows. Draw a diagonal line from corner to corner on the wrong sides of the A and G squares. Okay. A and G. Okay, so those are the ones that we have a zillion of. Those are these 10. So let's draw our diagonal line on the back. It looks like we're gonna sew right on that line. Yeah. Okay. So we do need those lines. Let's get everything else out of the way here. And we'll spend some time drawing some lines. Grab my pencil from yesterday. Let's even grab a smaller ruler. There we are. All right, we're gonna just chill and draw these lines. This is gonna be helpful having these lines here. Could probably, I mean, they're small enough that we could almost just aim. But we'll draw them on. 1. So 20 of these guys. A lot of prep for all this with all this cutting, but man, I can't hold these down to draw a straight line. So we're gonna sew these tiny onto these tiny diagonals, probably I think onto our squares, our larger squares, and yeah, then we'll flip the triangle. We'll flip it on the seam. We'll just fold it on the seam. We'll press the seam basically, and that'll make tiny triangles on the corners. This pencil is not sharp at all, so it's not super duper accurate. I have to move the ruler a little over just to get on the diagonal here. All right. So I'm also kind of deciding at this point what's the wrong side of this white fabric. So the part that we are drawing on is going to be the wrong side. And yeah, so those are done. Now we got all of these. We're going to be sewing 40 different little diagonals. Ooh, come on. There. Could you imagine if you were doing like 30 of these blocks, like for a quilt or something? We would be trying diagonals all day long. As one of the steps. 40 per block. We would be doing like 1,200 diagonal lines if we were doing a quilt that had 30 of these blocks in it. Oh, Amy, that's a good idea. Amy says I have a scrap paper I put under the squares. So I just run off the fabric. Oh, so like you have like a line going from your needle like down the edge. Is that, or down your like from the needle to the edge of your sewing machine? I should get some of that. I'm kind of scared to use that tape, and I mean you can get some tape that has like nice measurements and stuff on like that. I'm a little scared to use tape on this machine because we did that once before and it put like gook all over it. Well, we're just about done now, but that's a great idea, putting a line down on the machine so you can just go right on that. I think I'm understanding that, right? Sometimes I just fold it right before I start, but that's a better idea. Yours is a better idea. They sell half square triangle. Oh, paper. Oh, I see what you're saying. So like a foundation paper. So you just sew them all right on there and then tear the paper away. That makes sense. But yeah, skipping this whole part of having to draw these. Oh, Gretchen says that Pat Sloan has a laser attached to hers. So I've heard of people doing that, getting like the little lasers. Have any of you guys done that? Like, how well do you like that, and how accurate does it feel? Because that'd be kind of cool. Just throw a laser on, and then you could just see where to stitch. That'd be fun to try. All right, well, we're done. Or you can just chill and draw diagonals for 10 minutes. All right. Oh, no, like exactly like this, but you run... Oh, so you take a piece of paper. Let me see. So you're taking like just a piece of paper and like having it underneath as you sew like this, so you can just see the diagonal, so you just kind of have it there. Is that kind of what you mean? Run off my squares. Because that would kind of work. Just have like the one. All right. Now what? We drew our diagonals. Instructions. Okay, referring to the stitch and flip on page 137. That's, yeah, I know how to do that. 3 A squares. Okay, A squares is this color. Okay. So 3 A squares onto each D square. And the D square is the green print, which is this. On each D square. So I have 3 D squares. Yeah, this is the... Yeah, I was putting those two together. Okay. Okay. So these go together. Okay. Refer to the stitch and flip. So 3 A squares onto each D square as shown makes 3 units that measure 2 inches. Okay, repeat to make 3 units using the G and J square. So I think these are the G. The J must be the yellow print square, which is this. Okay. This is what we have now. We have, and I gotta make sure I just keep these matches correct. So we have small guys with diagonals, and then we have 3 big squares without both of these. These go together, and these go together. We're gonna start sewing this tonight yet. Okay, it looks like I have to sew, well, we sew them one at a time. So let's just set that up. So this one is gonna go here. Let's just sew all the diagonals, or like all the first ones. Ooh, here's where we can kind of fussy cut a little bit. Yeah, we'll go there. So I'm going to put these up in the corner where, you know, our little puppy and our little kitty aren't. We're going to go like there. Then we need to do the sides too, but I think we can do, these ones we have to do first, all by themselves, because the side ones will cover this up a hair. So, all right, that's our first 3 there, and our first 3 here. So let's sew all of these, and then I don't know if we'll have enough time to do much after that, but yeah, because we'll need to press these. But we'll sew these 3, or these 6, I guess, tonight, and see where we're at, and then, yeah, we'll cruise through this part later. And actually, this is only the real, there's not much more for specialty blocks or units after we're done with this. So gosh, I mean, like, I think there's a possibility we might actually get this one done tomorrow. So this one looked really crazy and tons of pieces, but I don't know. I think we have a good chance of getting kind of far on this. All right, let's sew. Can't believe we're actually getting to sew today. That's nice. All right, now this time I'm going to sew exactly on the line. So that's different than what we were doing yesterday. Yesterday we were sewing on either side of the line. This is a little different. We're just going to sew right on it. And I'm actually going to veer like a hair towards the part that we're going to cut off, this outside triangle. I'm just going to go like on that side of the line, just a tish if I can. If not, then not the end of the world. Okay, that's 1. Oops, scooched it a little. And then we got these guys. It's kind of fun sewing these tiny, tiny pieces together. We're doing surgery. That's what it feels like. Since pieces are so small, oh, do I use shorter stitches? I don't, Linda. I haven't actually thought about that before, but I don't know. Maybe that makes sense. I mean, I'm already kind of using small stitches. I think I'm at a 12, or I'm at a 2. So what does that means, like? Oh, I forget how those measurements work, but I'm at a 2, which I think is kind of small yet. So I haven't been doing that. That's a good question. I wonder, has anyone else done that before, like shortened their length if they're sewing smaller pieces? Oh, Sylvia says Sylvia does. Huh. Okay, that's a good. I mean, I like that logic. All right, there's those 3, and then we got these 3. So we have to press these before we can move on to the side ones. These do look like little coffee rings, don't they? Okay, oh yeah, we got time yet. So I'm gonna just kind of put these to the side so they don't get totally shushed away. when I get this out. All right, so how these typically work, how you do this is, and I think this is probably how it says in the instructions too, typically you trim off this excess here. So then you'll have like your seam allowance, it'll look like that. And then you press this, right? But the way I like doing it is leaving this corner and then pressing up towards that corner, because then I can use those edges that still exist as like my guide to like really get this positioned just right, and then I'll fold it back and trim off the excess. So I'm going to fold them all up before trimming them. So we've been doing this like multiple pressing thing for the past few days, and I've been liking it. So let's keep doing that. Get them going. And then I'm just gonna fold it up and use those edges as my guide. Let's do this one down here. So matching up those edges. Ugh, this is definitely a faster way to press. Okay, match up those edges. Because then I'm more square here then too. Just because I can line those up with something. I feel like this is a more accurate way to do it. Amy says I only shorten for paper piecing. So that's kind of all I've been shortening my stitches for is for foundation paper piecing. Because then it plays the role of putting more perforation marks into the paper, and theoretically that's easier to remove the paper later. This one's kind of poofed up yet. I'm going to press him some more. Well, there, that was easy. Ugh. You can get a little bit more too. All right, I'm going to grab my favorite scissors here, the Kai scissors, and now we can go in and snip off these seam allowances. So you just fold that top back, don't accidentally cut that, and then just trim to like that 1/4 inch. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can use a rotary cutter too, but I just think that takes more time. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then maybe I'll set up our next sewing bits, and then we can just start sewing right away tomorrow. That'd be great. Speed through it. All right, there we go. And I think I'll just stay right here. Okay, so I think for these next parts, I'm just doing it on the mat because the mat will hold it and I can move the mat around if I need the table tomorrow before we do this. All right, so now we need our other pieces here. So we're gonna have an extra one. Oh, we need it for this little middle area because we have 10 and we're only gonna need 9. Oops, let's go like that. All right, so with these, we're gonna sew them on to the other corners, and that's why I need to get this one down first because our lines are gonna sew over the edge here. But I think I can lay out this one, and I think I can lay out the other corner at the same time and sew them both. I mean, I'll have to sew them one at a time, but I can have them both like available to sew. Unless I think I don't know, will they fall off? I don't know. If they fall off, and I'll have to put them back on. But I think we can just get both of these up right away and then press both of them and then trim both of them. So I'm hoping this will speed up the process tomorrow. Then we do have one extra that'll get used later. All right, and same thing down here. See, we're gonna be like framing this little puppy and kitty. So it's almost like we fussy cut these. Okay, 1, 2. So many tiny pieces. Okay, and last one, and then we'll have our spare. Okay, so I think that's that. These will be ready to sew for tomorrow. We'll zoop through the one and then come back around and do the other. Hopefully they don't fall off while I'm sewing the other ones, but we'll see. And yep, then we'll do our press and then like the press and flip, and then we'll trim them when those are all done. And then we have almost all of our units. We just have to make the center. We have this weird kind of center square. And then after that, I think it's just kind of assembling all the bits again. So that'll be fun. So all right, you guys, that's that for this evening. I think we made more progress on this than I was expecting, and I think there is a possibility of getting done tomorrow. There are a lot of seams to sew and press, but I don't know. I think we can do it. So that'd be great. Man, we could start a whole nother block then. We'd be at the 30. That means like next week we'd be under 30 blocks that we still have to do of these 100. So we're getting there, you guys. We're in the last. We're almost in the 80% done zone. So that's cool. All right, you guys. So again, thank you, and I will see you tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And I hope you have a lovely evening. Good night.